Welcome back, guys. In today's episode, we are going to hack a hole in the hood of the 308. We're not going to get many more chances to plunge through the skin of a vintage Ferrari, so we're going to have to savor this moment. Our goal for today is to put a hood vent in the front of the car. Now, this isn't a permanent solution. We're going to have to build something truly custom for this thing further down the line, so this is more of a proof of concept, and to make sure we're heading down the right path, I'm not too worried about destroying a hood in the process. Who knows, maybe it'll turn out pretty good. Either way, it should be a fun episode. I'm excited about it. It's a nice break from everything else. And of course, if you are new here or if you haven't subscribed yet, you should. It helps me out a bunch, helps this channel grow, makes all the effort that I put into this worthwhile. So of course, leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think about this one. I'm gonna grab the angle grinder. Let's dive right into it. So we're back at the front of the car for this episode, and we're starting with the hood, which we haven't seen since pretty much the beginning of the build. Last time we worked at the front of the car, I was working on sheet metal to close off a lot of the ugly chassis and hide some of Ferrari's crimes. And there's still a lot of work left to do up here. It's largely just half finished. We need to get the radiator and the heat exchanger mounted so that we can build some ducting for it. But we need that ducting to go to a hood vent. So that's why I bought this, a carbon hood duct from AJ Hartman that we're going to install in the Ferrari's original hood. Now, as mentioned, this is mostly just kind of a proof of concept. I want to see what direction we're going in, and I'm visually exploring some ideas, but I think we're going to learn something from it. Now, we need to make a template in order to know how to cut the hood so we can drop this thing into place. I don't expect everybody to be putting hood vents in their Ferrari, but hood vents are a pretty common thing, and so I'm hopeful that some of you guys can walk away better knowing how to install a hood vent in your car. I'm starting by just outlining the overall shape of our hood vent. I'm cutting the template out so I have something to work with here. Now, I haven't decided whether to drop this hood vent in from the top or to mate it to the bottom of the hood and blend it into place. So I took some measurements so I could give myself the option of either one after we cut our hole. It's important to leave yourself some wiggle room and plan accordingly. I gave myself about 5/8 of an inch of room on each side and about 1 inch of flange top and bottom. Last, I put rounded corners on this thing so that if we do mate the hood vent from the bottom, the hole will look nice around it. Now, I spent a lot of time trying to make sure I got this thing centered on the hood and positioned exactly where I want it. Measure once, and then measure again, and then measure several more times because we don't get a second shot at this one. You guys know I am likely to make mistakes when it comes to this kind of thing at this point, so trust me, I measured several times over. After taking a step back and confirming I'm happy with everything, I used my centering punch and marked our centers for each corner hole, which is what we're going to drill first, and then we will connect those holes with our angle grinder. I'll be using a 1 3/4 inch hole saw for this job, which is matched to the diameter of the rounded corners I put on our template. And with this, we should have nice clean corners for the hole we're cutting in the hood, and that's pretty crucial to having a nice overall shape. It would be possible to cut a simple rectangle in the hood, but honestly, cutting sharp corners with an angle grinder can be tough. It's hard to get a nice precise corner, and I think this will turn out better, which is why we're going about it in this fashion. After getting all of our holes cut, I decided to go on and connect all of the lines from the gaps left behind in the tape from our template so that I'd have a continuous line to cut on. And for a quick glance underneath this thing, hopefully you guys can see this. This is what we're working with underneath. We've got chassis under here that we're gonna have to cut past. I guess we'll cut through some of this here, cut through here, across the front, across this, and through some of that guy, back down. So we just got to keep in mind we're going to be cutting through this, up here, and through some of this right here. After confirming what I was going to be cutting through, it was time to actually take the dive. Obviously, this really isn't all that special, especially compared to cutting the fenders off of the 308, but it was still a little bit nerve-wracking and honestly exciting to do. Admittedly, I worked my way around the perimeter of the template very slowly, making sure to cut it as precisely as I could to save all of the cleanup and edge work that could be happening later. I was surprised to find that there was a second layer built into this thing up at the top of the hood. But with everything out of the way, it's time to flip it over and see what final changes we needed to make. This hood doesn't have a lot of bracing on the underside of it from the factory, but what remains is going to be in the way if we want to put the vent against the back side of the hood. So I need to cut these bits and pieces off, and I've got to come up with a solution for the remaining latch pieces on the hood. You'll notice in this clip that the hood vent simply will not fit between them, which means we've either got to cut them off or come up with a different solution entirely. But I do have a bit of an idea. I think we could hold the vent in place by adding a slot right here, by actually separating the bracket from the backing of the hood and sliding it into place underneath this guy and holding it against the actual back surface of the hood. I was also surprised to find out while I was looking at this thing that the hood skin is actually made of aluminum on this car. That explains why it was cutting relatively spark-free. Now before I cut the hood up too much and do anything that's irreversible or going to be a pain to reverse, I might as well go in and put the hood on the car and drop the vent through the top side just so I can get an idea of what this thing's going to look like, how it feels, and get excited about it, because in all, I know that this probably isn't going to be the final vent for this hood, or at least it's not going to be the final vented hood for the car. So there's not a huge point in putting in a bunch of work to make it work right now. I want to kind of see what I'm working with and see if I can get a better idea of what changes I want to make before I put in a ton of work. So let's put the hood on and see what this thing's going to look like. Later down the line, I'm going to have to decide if I want to use something like an arrow catch latch or a hood pin, but for now, I'm still just relying on the factory latches, as I still have the cables in place and everything hooked up. So for now, we can actually mock this thing up in place pretty accurately. Here comes the actual test fit for the hood vent, our first time dropping it into place, and thankfully, it looks perfect. Now there is a lot that I'm liking about what this does to the look of the front of the car. It's going to need a little bit of work, admittedly, but this really starts to feel like an F40 LM hood or something at least relatively similar to that. It's got the vibe and aesthetic that I'm after. We do still need to actually blend it into the hood, but that'll come once we get to paint. Now we haven't talked very much at all about kind of some of the other plans for the nose of this car. A lot of you guys have been asking what the plans for the headlights are, so on and so forth. So let me flip the camera around and let's talk a little bit about some design ideas. So the black vent really doesn't look that great in black with everything else the way that it is right now. However, it might look cool in carbon further down the line. One of the plans is to take the grills here behind the headlights and paint those black. These are black on most of the QV late model 308s, and I prefer the look of them in black. I think it will add a little bit of contrast to the front of the car, and I may actually try to find and add the QV venting for the hood that is essentially just a vent that runs along the front line of the hood right here. But I do like the shape of the vent in the hood. I think it looks really good. We're definitely going to have to take this and modify it extensively, or essentially not use this at all. We're going to need a much steeper dive right here. This is going to have to hug the inside of the car much more steeply, if that's even a word, so that we can get all of our airflow from the radiator through the ducting and out of the hood. But I do like the way that it looks. It really looks like an M1, which I'm pretty excited about. I love the BMW M1. As far as the headlights, you guys have been asking, these are just kind of sitting and balanced in here right now. But I have decided I'm going to keep these headlight buckets fixed down. I don't want them to pop up. I don't like the way that they look when they're up. And ultimately the solution is to have a headlight system mounted in the front grille that either will be completely invisible when they're off because I don't really want them to be seen. I don't want it to look like an alternative headlight. Or maybe we'll kind of do like a 288 GTO bumper and 288 lights, kind of the square lights mounted low in the grille, something to that effect, that will look good and clean and simple without being kind of over the top or kind of garish and aftermarket. So I think that's overall the plan for that. Otherwise, I do have some other venting that we may be adding kind of back behind these grills that may sit here on the fender tops. I haven't fully decided yet. We're gonna wait for those to show up, see how they look. I have made the decision we're gonna go with body colored fenders, and most likely this is gonna wind up body colored, but I'll leave the idea open. Maybe it'll look good in black, but I think body color is gonna be the way to go. I don't want it to be too over the top, even though the car is going to be pretty excessive overall. We will have the carbon splitter in the front, carbon rear wing, and a carbon diffuser out back. Some of you guys have been asking about side skirts. You've said, oh, it would really tie it together. Personally, I strongly disagree with that idea, but I get why you'd say it. For me, I think the classic look is no side skirt. I like the way that the kind of rockers tuck away under the car. I want to keep it looking that way, so we're going to keep it that way. And overall, that just kind of brings us to the back of the car. Now, I did get some plumbing done here at the back of the car on Sunday, but I am still waiting on quite a few parts and pieces so that we can finish this up, and I'm revising it some as I go. With the hood vent in the front, I need to get the cooling stack installed once again so we can see everything fits up. I have a pretty rough idea of how it's going to work. But we do need to get the cooling system plumbing on this underway, get it started. So that's something that we're going to look forward to for next episode. Overall, there's still a lot of plumbing progress, but I am just kind of in a holding pattern waiting for some of those final parts. It's something that we'll just get done as we go through. I already showed you everything that I know in the last episode, and I don't want to bore you guys with all the details of here's me making hoses for several episodes in a row. So we'll just touch base once I have most of that wrapped up. Might be on Friday, might be on Tuesday. We'll just have to see how the weekend or the end of the week plays out. Oh, and while I'm back here, I'm going to answer a question a bunch of you guys have asked, which is why not take the intercooler cord that lays flat in the back of the car, give or take about there, and turn it vertically? Well, that's a good idea, and I spent a lot of time trying to make that work before settling on the way I have it right now. Unfortunately, there's just not enough vertical clearance to make that work. I have tried every configuration you can think of. There's no way to keep it from protruding from the hood, and that's not something I'm interested in having. So we're gonna lay it down. I'm gonna keep moving forward with the design that I have now. I think it's gonna work just fine. I feel pretty good about it. But those end tanks are something I need to get working on. We need to get that intercooler finished up. I need to finish this charge piping. There's a lot of stuff to get done on this. I know a lot of you guys have been asking, when is this thing gonna get done? How long is this gonna drag on for? Why do you talk so much like I'm doing right now? Guilty as charged. Honestly, it's pretty tough to do this whole thing by yourself sometimes and film it, edit it, save time to have a life outside of this shop. I pumped the brakes a little bit, but I'm ready to get back to it. I'm ready to put the pedal down, get this thing to the home stretch. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm gonna put some serious hours in this weekend and see how many projects I can cross off of the list, because it's time. There's a lot of half-finished projects I'm pretty bad about starting something and then bouncing around, trying to keep myself entertained instead of just focusing on one thing to completion. Some people find that to be helpful. I don't. That's not really the way that I operate, but I do need to go back and finish some individual projects so that I can get them all wrapped up. I've got a new shift cable that's lengthened for inside the car, so I might try tackling getting the shifter mounted and all of that stuff set up this weekend. I need to make sure I know where I'm gonna mount the ECU, but I'm gonna wait until we have the harness finished up before I actually position in place and solidly mount it. We've got the intercooler, the charge piping. I've got some plumbing left to do. I want to get that cooling system all set up. I've got a lot of welding that I got to go back to do. We're waiting on some suspension stuff. I'm not going to finish those other control arms until I have the wheels and know that everything's going to work before I spend time making something I might have to redo again. Please, I hope not. So on and so forth. I'm rambling, but you get it. Sometimes hopping around is required, at least it is for how I work up here. But I took a break this weekend. I feel good about it. We're going to get this thing done. We're gonna throw some real hours at it. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this episode. I apologize that it was a little bit short and a day late, but that happens. It's a result of having a bunch of people come to the shop yesterday afternoon, and I actually took the weekend off. I spent some time out of town, hanging out with some friends, catching my breath. That happened as a result of finding out that I'm not gonna be taking the 308 to SEMA, which is probably a disappointment to some of you guys, but I think ultimately it's gonna be a good thing. My biggest sponsor, my biggest supporter, and my home at SEMA for the last number of years, H&R, has decided to withdraw from the show for 2021, and I support all of their reasons for doing so. I think it's a great idea, and it's the smart decision. But with that said, it means we're gonna unveil this car on our own terms. We're gonna do it right here in Orange County, and I'm gonna have you guys involved with the process. I think it should be very cool, very unique, and it'll alleviate a little bit of pressure on my end. But with that said, we're not going to drag the build on. We're not going to kind of eliminate deadlines. We're still going to wrap this up by the end of the year. I'm still feeling good. We've got lots of momentum, and I'm still excited. I want to get this thing done. With that in mind, though, I think I'm going to post the next episode on Friday. I'm getting this episode up a day late, and I need a little bit of time to get another episode put together. However, I think I might stick to Friday for a little while. I realize that the Tuesday to Wednesday push that I do every week is pretty tough to film and edit an entire episode within, and sometimes leaves that content more lacking than I'd like it to be. So instead, I'm going to try for a couple of weeks a Tuesday and Friday upload schedule. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think about it. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you watch. You don't want to miss them. And as always, thank you for the support. I'll see you guys on Friday.